Well, let me tell you a story. There was this competition. There was this huge pole going up very, very high, and there was this clan of frogs, and they had to get to the top of the pole. And as they started this race, everybody was there, the crowd ready, cheering them on. And the frogs went, and they climbed, and they climbed. And the people were starting to say, it's too high. They will never make it. Oh, he's falling. Oh, and they're not going to make it. So eventually, all the frogs, some of them started dropping off. Some of them kept going, kept going. The people again, cheering, helping, and then saying, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, they're not going to make it. And eventually, it just goes, and one little frog keeps on going, and makes it to the very, very tippy top. And the crowd goes berserk. The ultimate question. And they come and they say, Froggy, Froggy. And Froggy doesn't respond. Froggy, Froggy. He doesn't respond. Because you see, the moral of the story is this. He was deaf. Because he didn't hear the roar of the crowd that says, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it. So what's the moral of the story? Don't believe it when people start telling you can't make it. Because you can. Because if you just realize that sometimes you have to shut your ears off and not listen to other people, that you can actually make it. So tonight I want to talk on, do you want to be rich or do you want wealth? So it's like a teeter-totter, as the Americans would say, or a balance beam we say here in South Africa. And that is, do you want to be rich or do you want wealth? Let's look at it. What does it mean to be rich? The first question people ask me in terms of money is, what motivates more, money or love? Obvious answer, money. Okay, let me give you an illustration. Let's say that I had a balance beam, or take it at a single railway track. And I basically was walking on the railway track here, and I said to myself, okay, can anybody here come and duplicate what I do for 20 bucks? Anybody? Come on, guys, you should be entrepreneurs. Easy. All right, now you do it, everybody applauds, I'll give you 20 bucks. Well, maybe I would have coerced you into 200 bucks. I might have had to push you to that level. But now I say to you, let's do the same, but I'm now going to elevate that up to 50 stories high between two buildings. Will you walk across for 200 bucks? Answer, forget it, buddy. Okay, what motivates more, money or love? But what I'm telling you this time is that hanging over here, I have your 5-year-old hanging by the ankles. What will you do? You'll run across, wouldn't you? That's exactly what you would do. Because love is more powerful than money. I do understand. If it was your teenager, you would have said, drop him, please drop him. I understand that. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. 4 married children, and by the end of December, God willing, we will have 7 grandchildren. 5 now, 1 due next month, and 7 by December. Blessed. So when it comes to richness, what does the R stand for? I think the R stands for regal. With richness comes this regality that says there's a sense of royalty. There's a sense of, hold on, I feel great about having money. It's great to be rich, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, there's nothing wrong to have a lot of money. It's what you do with the money that counts. But how you handle yourself will also play a vital role. Because you can be rich, but you also can have the same R can turn into an R for a rhino mentality. Have you seen some rich people? That's like really a bull in a china shop. Or rhino, they see a spark of light. What does a rhino do? Rush over and kill it. Well, some rich people do that. But I want to encourage you, rich is not necessarily bad. And you'll read in Good's book, in Triog, where it says, rich man, rich mind, because of the rich mind. So you want to say to yourself, yes, carry yourself, being real, and there's nothing wrong with that. But watch out for that rhino mentality that takes you back. Then the I think the I stands for inspiring. I think any person that you look at that has done well in finances, they're inspiring. Somehow they walk with a sense of confidence. They walk that says, it is great to be able to serve others because I can inspire the world. Because how you use that in terms of your funding, that's what makes a difference. Because you inspire others. But sadly, some people become rich because of integrous poverty. They don't have integrity. There's a poverty in them that says, I will do whatever it takes. I will do the deal, I will wheel, I will deal, I will get my money. But that's not necessarily what you and I want. So that is what will pull you away from being inspirational. You and I want to inspire people. And that's really take and vortex them into a spiral that goes upwards that says, do something with what you have. I get to the C. I think if you look at people like Donald Trump, you look at Branson, those are people that are on sea for a charted course. They know where they're going. Imagine having a dartboard there in the side, and I want to throw darts, and we're not going for the bull. Pretty boring, wouldn't it be? You know what some people do? They aim, basically, even with archery, they shoot the arrow, and then they go and they paint the bullseye. Well, that's called cheating. But you see, a person who has learned what the riches of life are, he will realize that he has to have a target. You have to be charted on a course, going somewhere. In business, we call that having a goal. Do you have a goal? Do you know where you're going? Do you know what you want? It's time that you and I realize that if you don't wake up knowing what you want to achieve that day, you will be unproductive. I read a book by Timothy Ferriss called The 4-Hour Work Week. Man, young man, 29 years of age. He works 4 hours a week. Now that, to me, is being rich. Because he basically can decide what he does with his time. But you know what he does? Every day he says, what are the 2 things that I will do today that's going to bring income? What are the 2 things I must do today to bring income? Imagine that you challenge yourself. Now that's being on a charted course. That's saying you know exactly where you want to go, and you then look at what vehicle you want to use to get where you want to be. Pretty much, if it's by land, it's going to be by vehicle. If it's by sea, it's going to be by boat. So you will choose the vehicle that you utilize to get there. Have a charted course. And then the H. Well, surely, if you're rich, you'll have a sense of being happy. Because you feel fulfilled. The happiness that comes with that is because there's a moment that says, I have the fulfillment that goes along with that. But I want to warn you, happy can be happy, in brackets. I mean, it's more like having hotel fatigue, if you want to turn that H into that. It's more like being homesick sometimes. Guys, with that territory goes a lot of choices to be made. And sometimes you find that you have all the money in the world. I've never heard a guy in his deathbed say, if only I spent a little bit more time at the office. Just a little bit more time. They always say, if only I spend more time with my family. So I want to say to you, if you truly want to be rich, if you want to go for this happiness, what you want to do is really be truly happy because you discovered to be rich is good. But that's this side of the balance beam. What about bringing it to this level? Do you want to be rich or do you want to have wealth? Well, I think wealth is the better way to go, possibly. But you see, you and I have to come to a place where you make a choice. It's not bad to be rich. That's great. Just be responsible with the riches that you've been given. It's a gift, by the way. Having money is a gift. Make sure that you use it. Many a time we go to people who afford them a gift and say, here's something for you. And they don't receive it. It's never a gift until people receive it and embrace it.